Hi, I'm Scott Monty. I'm the global head of social media at Ford Motor Company. People always say content is king, but I think context is becoming more and more important, especially now where the social spaces are just getting so noisy and the signal to noise ratio is just off the charts. And if you really want people to pay attention, it's about focusing on, again, that great content, telling a good story, finding what those emotional touch points are for your customers, really working toward those and understanding that a one-size-fits-all approach, even if you're focusing on content, a one-size-fits-all approach is not going to do it, quite frankly. You know, you need to understand your different target demographics, how customers behave differently at different points in the sales cycle, and what their needs are. And you need to create content for a variety of platforms, for a variety of purposes, and then serve those up to them in a contextually relevant way that's going to help them achieve some goal in their life. Really, this is about karma. You know, and if we can say it forward, we put the car in karma. It's about helping other people achieve their goals, because once you do that, they'll be more likely to listen to your message. They'll be more likely to want to hear from you in the future, whether or not they're ready to buy your product. With Focus Doug, with Escape My Life, even with Random Acts of Fusion, we realized that branded content actually has a place, and it's more than just doing product features. You know, we can do product features till the cows come home, and those videos only go so far. And of course, we're going to have the gearheads and those who are really shopping specifically for our vehicles who want to know about product specifications, and we'll do that. But that's not what's going to engage people who simply aren't aware of some of these new products. We want to look at what's going to get people's attention, what's going to resonate with them on an emotional level. And really that comes around storytelling. Storytelling around situations, storytelling around personalities, and helping to create some of these characters where it's really more like a sitcom or a variety show than it is like a commercial. We look for inspiration all over the place at Ford. You know, we actually just released a report called 13 Trends for 2013, where we look at external influences, things that are going on in fashion and in architecture, things that are going on in mobile behavior. We look outside of the usual spheres. Every industry has its own bubble. And for us to keep our levels of influence within our own bubble, it's really limiting. You know, so for me, coming to a show like this and interacting with, you know, bloggers, podcasters, lifecasters, people like Robert Scoble, you know, it keeps us fresh. And we've got a team of people that all have their own spheres of influence that they try to get influence from. And keeping it fresh, looking in different and unusual places, it really keeps us at the top of our game. And quite frankly, I really rely on my Twitter followers, who are some of the most diverse groups out there, to provide me with links that I wouldn't necessarily seek out on my own. You know, we are constantly involved in interacting with each other inside Ford. There's a whole internal social element that's really important about what we do, but it's also important to stay in touch with what's going on the outside. So it's a really delicate balance, and being tasked with being a face of Ford to the external world it's a major responsibility, and it's one that I take very seriously, and I know that what I do reflects on the company, and quite frankly, I want the focus to be on my company, not on me. But I know a lot of people, it's brought to life through an individual rather than through the corporate logo. So, you know, trying to maintain that balance of personality yet corporate responsibility, it's never an easy task. Looking at where I saw the industry going in 2005 or so, that at that time it was blogging. We didn't have Twitter, we didn't have Facebook as we know it today. It was really about blogging and this two-way conversation and how consumers suddenly had a voice. And I knew at that point that there was a future for the advertising, marketing, and communications industries to try and make sense of this. And you know, watching it evolve and being at the forefront of it with Ford has been fascinating. And to us, it's really the core of who we are. You know, the whole One Ford principle is about uniting our company across borders, across business units, so that we all work together. And I think transcending the boundary between company and consumer is easier than ever now. It's not simple, but it's easier than it had been in the past. And having that kind of collaboration, not only within, but without, is extremely important. And figuring out how we're going to continue to do that in the future is really the exciting part. Social media is not free. Despite these platforms being free, it is a human-intensive element that goes on there. And quite frankly, at the corporate level, we do a lot more than just tweet or update Facebook pages. You know, there's a lot that happens at a strategic level. There's a lot of fundamental understanding of business and business strategy that wraps into this. And really, the person that's doing social media at a very mature level needs to understand human psychology, sociology, technology, a lot of different elements to really bring it all together and to be effective. And that's much more than just being a corporate Twitter user. Well, for us, 2013 is a slower year in terms of product cadence. We're going to be, continuing forward with some of the vehicles that we revealed last year. But for us, it's going to be a year of infrastructure building. I talked about the influencer relationship management system that we're going to be putting in place, something that's going to make it much more robust for us to figure out who our influencers are, when we've interacted with them, what content they've shared, and really create a program. Also, we're going to be coordinating a lot more globally and bringing our teams together to get more serious about metrics, to get more serious about listening services, and to really collaborate as a global social media team to make Ford the best that it can possibly be in the social space.
Thank you very much.
All right.